Hello, everyone. You're listening to the Socially Desi Show, the podcast that motivates you to live, create, and inspire. If this is your first time here, welcome. On our show, we discuss tips and strategies with our guest speakers on how to tackle problems related to personal growth, mental health, relationships, business and entrepreneurship, and health and fitness. So hit that subscribe button and go check out our website at sociallydesi.com for more of such content. Today, I'm joined by Mr. Rohit and Sumair, the co-founders of the Alternative Company. AltCo stands for offering alternative lifestyle options, reflecting how we can opt to be more thoughtful about our food choices and substitute our dairy products with guiltless and healthy options. With that, gentlemen, welcome to the Socially Desi Show.
Hey Anurag, thanks for having us.
Hey Anurag, pleasure being here.
The pleasure is all mine, Rohit and Sumair. Thank you so much for doing this with the Socially Desi Show. Lovely to have you on board. And before we even begin, I would love to know the whole story about, how you all co-founders met and thought of the whole brand. So Sumair, if you would like to go first.
Yeah, sure. So the idea of Altco is based on an alternative lifestyle, and it's something that's been around for a while globally, and it's been present in India as well. And we've seen multiple brands providing these kind of alternate plant-based options in the FMCG space, but there's never been any core business product that's targeted at just an alternative lifestyle. So we thought, why not bring everything under one umbrella? And instead of making it a niche market that it has been over the years in India itself, why not make it a mass market, a growing market as it is worldwide? Let's make it the market, because we feel like this alternative lifestyle is the future. So yeah, when we met, we've been talking about it, been doing R&D for a few years now, and it's finally coming to life. So it's been a great, say, 5-6 months seeing our product actually in hand. So yeah.
Wonderful. And you said that you did your R&D for so many years, and now that this brand has really launched, Rohit, I would like to know from you. Every co-founder aims for that perfect product, and they want to launch their first baby. It's like a baby. You see your baby born, and then you see it grow. What was the feeling when you launched your product, and what has been the journey so far for Altco?
So I think firstly, I think it's been a great journey, to be honest. Lots of challenges that we faced initially. And initially, actually, it started off as just mere conversations between a few friends to see if we could explore this space. And from then, it's just been bit by bit coming together of multiple things and multiple people, and then putting together a plan and deriving on a product that we thought would be fit for this market. But yeah, it's been amazing to see, an idea and a conversation turning into a real product that we can see people consume, and we're getting good response from people already. So it's like already a sense of happiness that, okay, what we've done and what effort we've put in the last couple of years have come to life.
Interesting. And Sumer, in the start, you spoke about, there are brands which are working in the FMCG landscape already, who are working towards sustainable lifestyle, sustainable brands are already there. How is Altco working towards this change? And how do you feel that the whole landscape for FMCG is really changing with respect to the Indian market?
See, like I was saying, there are brands that have alternative options, but they are not alternative brands overall. They have multiple other products, and these alternative options are just sidelined over there, or just another product in their line. So what we are doing is making it the product. And if you talk about changing the landscape of the FMCG market with regards to sustainability, if you look worldwide, it's a trend that's been growing. So it's not something that's new. It may be something that we're introducing and helping the consumers take up in the Indian market. but the idea has been around, and it's just about helping people accept and adopt this ideology. So it's about how
Hmm.
we bring it to the market, educate the people about the benefits, and giving, more than anything, just giving everyone out there an option of a good alternative product. Because I think that's been the major problem over here in this market, that there's a huge gap. There
Hmm.
are, like I said, plant based and alternative products,
Yep.
but a high quality product is not there. That
Hmm. Hmm.
and not just a high quality at an affordable rate. We are literally targeting a market that's been around, but
Hmm.
just no one has tapped into it.
Yep. And I think I just like to add to what Sumer said. What we're trying to do is a mix of multiple things, like he rightly mentioned, which is coming together of building a brand that the Indian consumers can adopt. Also,
Mhm.
converting people to try this new alt dairy segment. And a lot of
Hmm. Hmm.
people just looked at the vegan space as a very small segment in India, but suddenly over the last 2 years with COVID coming in, people have become a lot more mindful in what they consume and have educated themselves sitting at home as to what they are consuming and what they may consume, which would be better for them.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
which is where we saw a lot of people who weren't even, who people who didn't know about oat milk, didn't know about the whole alt milk category, have tried the
Mhm.
product and now say that, it's changed a lot for them. They feel a lot more lighter. The product has its own benefits to it. You can use it in multiple ways. Like you can use it in your breakfast cereal. You can make coffees and teas out of it. So there are multiple uses for the product as well, which is what we're coming to. We're also growing and learning as we spend more time into this space, because it's not just about making a product, branding it right, and selling it to consumers. It's also about understanding what the consumers want, what are the good price points that they can afford on a regular basis. So it's a coming together of multiple things, and what we're trying to do with Altco is build a cool brand around it as well. Like, apart from the fact that we have a good product and great branding, we're also want to build a brand that people can resonate with on a regular basis. We can build a community around it of people that can consume these products and also vouch for these products.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that, Rohit. And, since you take care of the entire marketing for the brand, so I'm sure, it becomes really important for you also to make sure that the storytelling is part of the whole process of your branding and your marketing. So, can you tell me a bit more about how you are ensuring that the right kind of message and the consumers are getting educated in the sustainability front and they're adopting this lifestyle altogether?
Sure. So, what we're doing right now at the phase we're in with regards to this company is we're also trying to, ascertain our TG, and the age
Hmm.
group of people that consume this product is actually wider than what we expected. So, we don't really have a fixed TG of people that we're catering to. So, in terms of education, we also got to make sure that it's something fun that we put out in terms of our social media posts. It's not
Mhm.
too boring. And we make sure there's a mix of multiple things that multiple age groups can relate to, resonate with, and help them make the better choice, help them switch to this alternate choice.
Hmm. Interesting. And Sumer, coming back to you, uh, you spoke about people are now adopting the whole sustainability lifestyle into their living and their own. A lot of people feel that sustainability has already been there in the market for a long period of time, but it has not really become the part of our lifestyle yet. you know and like you also said that it's important that the brand becomes affordable so that people can actually use it for a long period of time. Otherwise, what we have also seen, especially with respect to fashion brands, is that even though they're marketing themselves as sustainable, but it's like really expensive, and not everybody can really own those kind of clothing for a long
Yeah.
period of time. So when it comes to FMCG, when it comes to FNB especially, what are your tips and strategies for especially entrepreneurs who are listening to us? What sort of approach should they really take when it comes to aiming towards sustainability for their brand?
Yeah. So when we talk about sustainability, it's in layman's terms, it's maintaining an ecological balance, correct?
Correct.
So, as you were saying, consumers are now moving towards this. It's because over the past few years, and especially during COVID, we've seen increased consumer awareness to what they buy, social responsibility, inclusiveness, and mainly the environmental impact. Yeah. So
Right.
I think over COVID, people have realized they have to be more cautious about the scarcity of natural resources and being mindful over their overall consumptions, like almost as they say, the new normal.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
how we are going about it, we don't. It's not just about the final product; it's about the whole process. When we talk about sustainability, even our practices of manufacturing, which people don't really pay attention to. When you compare, just say, for example, an oat milk to a normal milk, the kind of water consumption that is used. So
Hmm.
yeah, so the number of you could say that there's almost a 20x amount of water consumed in producing normal milk against oat milk.
Oh,
So
is it?
so that's just one of the points when we talk about the emissions given out
Hmm.
by a dairy product against a plant-based product ranges anywhere from 3x to 10x. It's There's a
Wow.
huge
Hmm.
amount of emissions. So these are just from the manufacturing side of it. So yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, tips to anyone in the sustainable space would be that it is the future market. It's people nowadays are willing, more open to adopting new practices. And I think this generation overall has shown it, whether it's, say, something not related to FMCG, whether it's,
Hmm.
say, your online streaming platforms. We've seen so many success stories. And sustainability is one of them that is almost a sure shot win because it is the future when it comes to your biofuels. So everything is leading that way. And yeah, for sure, when it comes to fashion as well, and mainly FMCG, as we're talking
Hmm.
about, this is the future. So if any entrepreneurs are heading towards this, they just need to hang on and help educate the people out there about um, the the benefits. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and I just like to add to that, Anurag. A lot of people that are starting off right now, it's actually easy for them to curate their packaging with sustainable brands and sustainably packaged brands because it's just a lot more cost effective also. So that adds a lot of
Hmm.
value, when you're looking at it from the marketing and packaging point of view to adopt these sustainable ways. It's not just about, it's good for the planet and, it adds value to telling a brand story, but it's more about the fact that it also makes business sense. Like,
True. True.
yeah,
Yeah.
it just makes a lot of business sense, and it's the way forward, like Sumer said. It's just that
Hmm.
it's picking up pace in India right about now, but yeah, in a year and a half, you'll see this whole wave of alternative products and this entire alternative lifestyle just kicking in among many people.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And in fact, a few episodes back, we interviewed the strategy head of Yesh Paka. They are also into sustainable packaging.
Mhm.
Correct.
And we spoke a lot about this with respect to how sustainability is actually impacting a lot of lives, not just in India, but globally. And I think the whole trend is actually picking up in India. And I don't like to call it a trend. I would more, I'll be happy to call it a lifestyle forward, like the way you said, the new normal. This is
Correct.
something that even I believe that this should become the next iteration in our lifestyle, and
Yep.
not just a trend which comes and goes.
No, I mean, definitely, like you rightly said, calling it a trend would be a big understatement because this is not
Hmm.
something that's going to go away. This is something that's going to come and stay for the next couple of decades easy.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's going to be something that larger brands also adopt very
Hmm.
quickly. We see larger brands also. Right now, a lot of people are keeping their eyes on this space, but
Mhm.
in the coming years, we definitely see a lot more brands entering this segment and owning the segment really, rather than just being present in it.
Yep, yep, absolutely, absolutely. And this was an eye opener for me when you said the amount of water which is used
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
manufacturing cow's milk vis-a-vis your oat milk.
Yeah, not just oat milk. It's plant-based milk overall is much more
Hmm. Hmm.
eco-friendly. So we're talking about your almonds, soy, all of these. have a
Mm-hmm.
much lower environmental impact when compared to dairy products. And we're not even going to get into the ethics of it because that's a whole different
Yeah,
conversation,
yeah,
which we would,
true,
yeah, that
true.
would take us a few hours to cover.
No, no, that I think, that's one conversation I'll get you guys again on the episode to have. But tell me something to the Indian consumer, right? To the Indian consumer, it's really difficult to make them understand why should they go for, let's say, an oat milk versus a traditional cow milk or a buffalo milk. So how is Altco making these conversations with their clients?
So, Anurag, it's broken up into parts, right? Like when
Mm-hmm,
we make a plan or when we put together an action plan, we generally phase it out. So,
mm-hmm,
like I said before, as a brand right now, we're easing the consumers into three things. One is Altco as a brand, the
mm-hmm.
products we have, and what we stand for. Now, it's
Okay.
very important for us to phase out the information we roll out very in a very nice and attractive manner. Otherwise, it gets too monotonous. We don't want to also
True.
come across one of those brands that is just coming on social media to post anything and everything related to the entire segment, and we don't also want to come across to be a brand that just talks about their products. So we're
Mm-hmm.
mixing it up. We're doing it in phases, and right now we're in a phase wherein we're introducing the product as well as what the brand stands for. And at a later stage, obviously, we'll be doing a lot more activities and events around the whole sustainability space and bringing together other assets that we want to introduce as Altco's brand assets on, either at stores or at events. And we've got a lot of plans right now, but it's not the time for us right now to be focusing on that. We're focusing more on just introducing the brand and the product.
Yeah. And like you said, the Indians are so accustomed to your cow milk. We're just basically telling them that there are a lot of these preconceived notions that your plant-based milks don't have the same same amount of vitamins and same
Yeah.
amount of calciums, and
Mm.
it's not going to be healthy. And yeah, so we're actually explaining it in a very fun and easy manner and telling them that there is calcium parity between these products. There's actually benefits of your plant-based milks where your say your vitamin B12 and your vitamin D is more than your dairy products. And not
Mhm.
just that, it's lighter on your system, it's more acceptable to your body. It's, as most people know, it's lactose free, so those
Yep.
consumers prefer these kind of products. So yeah, it's just about how we communicate it to the people out there, and we're trying to do it, as Rohit said, in the most interactive and the most non-monotonous manner, in a fun manner, because no one wants to hear facts straight up. You need
Yeah.
to
Yeah. Yeah.
like present it in a nice way.
Absolutely, I completely agree with that. So, when you say you are, making your stories and you're sharing these stories and conversations in a fun manner and not making it monotonous, how is your social media playing a role in that?
I think social media is one of the most key factors
Yeah.
today in any business. Like, regardless to what product it is or what business it is, that's where the eyeballs are, and that's where you need to attract people's attention to communicate anything. So I think with our social media, what we've done is uh, we've tried to use what's trending. Reels have been trending off late, and we tried to launch the brand with a reel. And we were grateful enough to get 1 million plus views on our first reel, which was our first post as well.
Wow,
And yeah, it
interesting.
was pretty great. And to take it from there, we've been doing a mix of everything, literally, because see, we're also in a stage where we're understanding the TG and we're
Hmm.
understanding our clientele, and we'll keep adapting to new ways. I mean, every month is a new beginning for us, and every month end, we sit down and see what worked, what didn't, and go back to the drawing board and come up with plans that are working for us. And like you said, social media right now is where we want to attract a lot of eyeballs, not only for the sake of understanding the brand, but now we can also sell on these platforms.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, I think I've met a lot of founders who are leveraging the power of social media, and most of their clienteles are getting built through social media, and they're selling it through social media as well. So that's a great way to think about it.
Yeah, and it's not just social media of your from your end. It's a lot of
Mm.
cross collaborations that you all can do with other products out there. So
Mhm.
whether if we are doing a milk and someone's doing a coffee, it's just about putting two and two together and making a fun campaign out of it, and
Yeah.
using their new followers and our followers to just grow the whole business together. So it's nice. I mean, it's a much easier time to be in launching a product thanks to social media. But yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I believe in the power of collaboration, and wherever you can find synergies with different brands, I think that is where there's a win-win situation for both of you. And this
Yep,
is
and
completely.
startups in Bangalore and in India have been like
Mm.
kind to each other. You see a lot of collaborations
Yeah,
happening, and it's a good
yeah,
thing to see. It's a good thing to see
true.
that brands come together and forget that they're competitors, and maybe it's like a Twitter riot and a lot of
Hmm.
banter on Twitter. It's just
Yeah,
fun,
yeah.
or maybe it's like an event where they co-host it together. It's just fun seeing a lot of brands coming together from a marketing point of view, at least, because all this helps in educating the consumers in India at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I think the whole ambush marketing days have gone,
Exactly.
and it's more about now human to human connect. And I think brands have realized this. Most of the brands that you see nowadays, they know that they have their own space, they have their own niche, they have their own customers. It's all about making the most of the out of the context,
Yeah, and
and collaborating.
Indian brands, one thing they do great is bring out emotions in their advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And India has a lot of festivals where a lot of emotions are brought out. So it just goes so
True,
well.
true. True,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, yeah. It completely goes well with that. So any future plans for the product pipeline for Altco?
Yeah, so right now we are officially launching our product, first product, which is an oat drink,
Hmm.
oat milk, which will go live later this month. So to the B2C, we've already been providing it to
Hmm.
B2B
Hmm.
customers, yeah, cafes, etc. But it's going live pan India, which we're super excited about. And post this, we'll be launching multiple different plant-based beverages along with some exciting yogurts and ice creams and other products which we'll talk to you about on our next podcast, maybe
For sure.
shortly down the line. Yeah, we'll talk to you
No, no,
about that. We don't want to give
absolutely.
away too much right now, but everything is yeah, it's super exciting. We can't wait to
Yeah, and
launch.
we just want to see what works, Anurag, before we just go on launching a portfolio, right? We just want
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
establish a good base with every product that we launch, and then focus on what's next, because we're in no hurry to
Yeah,
launch anything right now.
R&D is
So,
ongoing,
yeah,
but
we're
Hmm.
taking it one step at a
yeah,
time.
yep.
So how did this decision came about to supply B2B first and then get into B2C? Because like a lot of the brands that I meet these days are direct to customers.
Yeah. So that was a decision we took collectively as a team. We felt that most people, the most consumption happens via B2B, but not just that. We feel like um, people relate to a brand after they see where it's pouring. They get more
Hmm.
confidence in the product when it's accepted by a well-known restaurant, cafe, some of the big names in India.
Hmm.
So we've done that, and we've tied up with some of the biggest in India to launch itself.
Okay.
And once it's accepted there, it's much easier to reach the consumers. The consumers already know it's a super product, and yeah, and it's not like we don't want to get it to our consumers. It's just we're approaching them in a different way.
Hmm.
Yeah, because of the market being new, Anurag, we want to
Yeah.
also, play our cards very wisely. So we're seeing what works and what doesn't. And this is the approach our founders and us wanted to take. And yeah, it's worked out.
Yeah, perfect. I think that's a good strategy to first test the waters, see if it works in the B2B space. And like you said, it's interesting for people to know. Do you think like I'm just trying to figure it out? Like
Mm-hmm.
when you tie up with restaurants and somebody orders, let's say a smoothie or a milkshake, will they really know whether this milkshake, the milk is being used of the alt co? How will they
So
come to
what
know?
we are actually doing is we are speaking to the restaurants who are basically making Altco almost relatable to an alternative lifestyle. So we are doing Altco menus with multiple cafes and restaurants. So we'll
Okay.
have curated products which will be your smoothies. It could be anything. Could be your cereals. Could be your dishes, desserts. Yeah. So basically, Altco will just be you'll resonate to an alternative lifestyle with Altco. So anywhere and everywhere you go shortly, you will be seeing Altco. Yeah.
This is where the marketing comes in, Anurag. So this is where, we have a few of our clients that we supply to have been very kind to us and, given us ideas from there, and also that they feel would not only increase business at their cafe, but also help ease the consumers into the fact that they now have a menu with dishes that is made of plant-based products or vegan products. And it just goes hand in hand from our brand point of view and them educating their consumers and also introducing this alternate menu on their different cafes and different platforms that they're on.
Absolutely. I think that's a great strategy. And I'm sure people listening to our episode will also get some good ideas after this. So thank you so much, Rohit and Sumair, for discussing all of these important things with the Socially Desi show. Before we wrap up the episode, any tips for the general buyers and consumers around how they can really start consuming sustainable FMCG products? Where should they start? Because I listen to a lot of conversations happening over Quora, over Twitter, over LinkedIn, where people are really confused as to where
Yeah.
should they really start without getting overwhelmed or without getting burdened with a lot of options.
No,
Where should
absolutely.
a
So
consumer start?
what I think, see, I'm a very simple guy. This segment was new to me as well. Not I wasn't big on these products until I tried it. So I think the first thing that anyone should do is shut all the information off and just try a product.
Yep.
Like, it just depends on whether you like it or not, and then you can resonate with which brand you like or which flavor you like of what product. But the first absolute thing would be to just try a product without any bias and give it 100% of your attention and decide yourself whether you like it or you don't like it.
And it doesn't need to be an intimidating product. Could be something as simple as a coffee or a smoothie. Just plain something that you consume every day, and then the decision's yours. And I think that's an easy first step that everyone should take, and everyone will be grateful for taking, with no regrets. Can guarantee you that.
Wonderful. I think that's a very easy and simple tip for anybody to start off their journey in the sustainable consuming space. Thank you so much, Rohit and Sumair. And guys, head over to instagram.com/the alt company. The links will be in the show notes below. Also, go to alt.company. We'll put the links in the show notes, as well as Sumair and Rohit's profiles, LinkedIn profiles up, so that in case you have any more questions regarding how you can start your journey into the plant-based alternative lifestyle, these are the people to go for. Ask them, and I'm sure they'll help you out. And with that, thank you, Rohit and Sumair. It has been a lovely conversation. I've had an absolute amazing time, and there was one eye opener for me as well.
Thanks, Anurag. Thank you so much for having us, and we look forward to be back on the show soon with with another update of our future products and how the market has reacted to our products.
Thanks, Anurag. Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure, and more of this very soon.
For sure. I'm waiting for the products to get launched, and whenever they are available in Delhi, I'm gonna use them for sure. So that wraps it up for today, folks. If you liked the episode, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and let's go viral. Remember, our weekly podcast features episodes on personal growth, mental health, relationships, business and entrepreneurship, and health and fitness. We would love to have Sumair and Rohit on the show again in the future to talk more about the sustainable products that they're making at Altco. So if you haven't yet done so, hit that subscribe button and go check out our website at sociallydesi.com. And as always, before I sign off, remember, life is black and white and everything in between.